Hello and welcome to this video. This is another build. This, as the title says, is Righteous Fire Blood Magic. Now, this isn't the video I promised. That video is coming. I created this after I actually made the other video, and I was sort of excited, lack of a better term, to actually put this out there. Now, just to go over Righteous Fire and why Blood Magic's a bit weird. Obviously blood magic, it takes away your mana, everything goes through your life. Now, why it's weird that we're doing it is that Righteous Fire pretty much mana burns to do damage, and then the normal Righteous Fire, not the transfigured one, also burns your energy shield. If we just there's no Val version of the transfigured. Oh yeah, there is. Why didn't it pop up? But if you have a look at we'll go to the normal one so it's easy to read. If you have a look, it does not burn your energy shield. So we click on that, it's just normal, and numbers are, We'll go to the Val version. And yet, we click on Val, does a decent amount of damage. But we'll stick to the normal Val. Really. Can I please just have the normal Righteous Fire, please? Please? Thank you. Okay. So it mana burns your energy shield and your mana. And then we just swapped it over to life. So now we're burning life and energy shield, whilst that being our only source of living. So that's why it's a bit weird. We're an elementalist. This is the tree, but I will show you one of the most used Inquisitor versions that I used as an elementalist, because obviously this is an elementalist, so I have to show like for like. So instead of the Inquisitor going through here getting elemental damage, obviously we had to come up here. I decided to take spell damage because like for like, elemental spell. So we use a few extra points here to get here, but overall we actually use 1 or 2 less because we're closer to some of this. Now, as you can see, this skills and stuff, I copied off everything, and as you can see, we don't actually have enough mana reservation ability to actually do any of it. Obviously, gear, all that comes into it, and gems, but if we go to the one I created, this does not require heaps of auras and stuff. We actually use vitality in a single aura to do our regen, on top of getting regen out of the tree, but we also got some block. Now if we go to the items I'll show, I have a few different types. This is pretty much what you should be aiming for as far as what I have discovered. Obviously implicits are all awesome and stuff. Cloak of Flames, that helps with the physical, because obviously as a witch we are squishy by physical without having to mitigate it. So I'll show with the Reliquary and Patience a couple of divines usually, unless they get a buff at some point, usually 3 divines for a decent pair, usually corrupted, but you want the links. And then if we put on the flask, we obviously do more damage and we have more survivability. So we'll have a look at a very average set, no implicits. I've turned it all down to, if we just get the wand, as you can see, like tier 4s, taking it all down to bare basics. And the net loss is there, but only because we don't have the plus. As you can see here, if we just go, I think without any other thing, I think we need 6 or 7. Excuse me. So we need +7 to just get it back through purely generation of our own life. Now, we put on the flask, which we have at a reduced rate as well. I think it's this one. Yeah. We don't have it maxed out or anything. We have it less. I used a couple of different ones. The effect one, or the usual one you use, the recharges and use them full. But we obviously got a maxed out one. This one is a more normal, and as you can see, we'll go back to the config and take that away, and we just need 1. You can easily get that as I believe it's a EATR implicit on your gear, your body armor if you're not wearing the unique, and then gem. If you want, you can. I would drop, if you're going to drop something, I wouldn't drop like the max res, obviously. Drop the minion stuff. This may look weird because we're not using minions, but this increases reductions to minion damage also affect us. We can use some minion nodes for regen, for damage, for cast speed, and all that by taking that. As you can see here, some regen, we get some more damage. So you can actually take some of this off and get some gems that have some plus to max fire, and then obviously regen or something like that if you want. I wouldn't necessarily armor, but you can, as you wish, armor. Don't worry about evasion, we're not doing evasion. So I'd go armor. If you can get some energy shield leech, regen, max fire res or max all res, less damage over time to you, like this, 10% less damage over time taken. That is a important recovery as well, because it's not actually the mana burn that it, well, in this case, life burn, that is actually the hard part. Getting regen on the tree doesn't really help unless you mitigate the actual damage that it's doing to you, and then you get a surplus. And if we got our flasks up, then we're all good. But the more closer to 90 you can get, the better. And then obviously we add more damage and stuff. So if we look at items, so this doesn't have gear or anything, so don't worry about that. I'll put it on the default so it's fair. But yeah, this is one of the most used ones, and not the gear. The gear I put on, I chose that out of my own mind. This is the tree that looks like same tree as mine for the Ascendancy, because obviously we're not Inquisitor, so we can't pick the Inquisitor ones. So the damage, if we have a look at the difference, mine does slightly more damage, but obviously Awakened, if we actually take it to 20/20s of all the skills, we do 482.3. If we go no quality on any gems, we do almost 500,000. With Righteous Fire Up, we do 700,000. This I was thinking as a weapon swap. So you don't have Relicash. So if we look at the default, Relicash, if you don't know, adds max energy endurance, power, and frenzy charges to your automatic. So you're always up. So that helps with recovery as well. But if we have a look at it, the no quality one, the Enduring Cry, we would use it for the 2% life regen. And then obviously we don't have the relic caches, ability to get some power charges. This we would purely use for the resistances, because it's the next melee hits that get exerted. We don't care about that. We care about the resistances. And if we go to the config, Warcry power isn't actually there. If we go show all and search Warcry power, and we have a look at the unique enemies grant 20 power. Rare 10, magic normal, it shouldn't matter. And power is assumed to be 20 if the target is a boss, because obviously they're unique. So we look at the skills for every 10 for a maximum of 30. Resistances per 10 power. So we are versing a boss, they're unique, so we're getting 20. So then we have plus 10% to all res. So if you're a little res worried, you go into a boss, you weapon swap with the auto exert. The auto exert will automatically cast your ability. You'll get Enduring Cry, which will give you a regen per 5 power, which means that you would get 4 times that, which is 8% regen per second for the duration, which is 3 seconds. So then we have regen, we have the resistances, we then swap back, we then do righteous. We're doing righteous, should be doing righteous fire, because this should be on your body armor. And yes, we have item rarity, because why not? These are the damage, and this is just whatever you want to put there, you can put there, but better gear is better gear. And then we got this kicking. Flammability you can put down for the resistance drop, because we want them to take more damage. This we have cast on stun. Stun happens when a stun can happen when you take 10% or more life, you have a chance to be stunned. 50% more or 50% or more will guarantee a stun, but 10% of life is a stunning hit. So we got a block chance, so we can block it. I did have that higher, but depending on gear and everything, if we have a look at the default and then change it over, if you can, as you can see, we're just pretty much adding more damage, but survivability goes down. But yeah, our top gear, it 37%. The tree, we can get that a little higher. I've been playing around, and you can get that higher. I did have it at a little higher rate, depending on what node you take, but I digress. So, stun. You either get it when you get stunned or block, and 10% of our life is 577.9, and pretty much if we're versing anything of a higher tier, they are pretty much going to do that all the time. They're going to actually, pretty much any rare or unique is probably got the capability, and as far as I'm aware, when I did my research on it, there is not a stipulation that says damage mitigation comes first. So it's just, if you take, let's just round it up 600 hit, you have a chance to be stunned. If you're stunned, this Firestorm casts. 600 damage is not that big a deal for later monsters. If we're talking bosses, Shaper Slam can do like, well, I'll actually get the number from this, but I'm pretty sure it's around 8,000 if we hide everything. But we can come down here and go Shaper Slam, Shaper Slam is 13,710. So, as you can see, 600 is not that big a deal. If we go, I don't know, none of that. We go melee. Well, if you have a look, 81, let's say, we're running T16s. Fizz damage on average is 1,000 damage. That's just by nothing. No boss, no nothing. Just level 81s on average have a chance to hit you for 1,000 damage. That is well over the thing. So we are pretty much able to proc the, I think with full quality and stuff, it's 69%. Cast on 89% with the full quality. If we go to the no quality, it starts at 69% and at level 20, and obviously that is, so 30% of the time virtually you don't, but virtually every hit you're getting is a chance to proc it, and every time you get hit it rolls that dice whether it's going to do the 69% or not. So we should be casting this every time we can. So this is the Righteous Fire Blood Magic. You can let me know what you think about it. You can. I picked Firestorm Meteor because it seems pretty cool. It sends you with fire, and who doesn't like a big meteor shower coming down from the sky? You can pick other stuff if you wish. But let me know what you think and where I can improve it or anything like that. We'll take away that so it's more fair. But as I said, this is just average gear and this is better gear. And obviously survivability is pretty much where we're going with this. A lot of the damage comes from the tree. And survivability of almost 6,000 life. If you don't do Righteous Fire, you can and you just do some other skill, this particular tree and everything will get you almost like 9,000 life. So you can pretty much be a life build on Blood Magic. So let me know what you think, and thank you very much, and goodbye.